Tehran says renewing sanctions against Iranian companies by the European Union is unilateral and illegal. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Marzieh Afkham says the move is surprising given the recent agreement between Iran and the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council plus Germany. Afkham slammed the decision, saying that the EU should act according to the Geneva deal and move toward gaining mutual respect. On November the 24th, Iran and the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council plus Germany sealed an interim deal in Geneva to resolve the West's decade-old dispute with Tehran over its nuclear energy program. Joining us via Skype from Indiana now to discuss this further is E. Michael Jones. He's the editor of the Culture Wars online magazine. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV. Now, this recent move by the EU is not in the spirit of the confidence-building measures that Iran is looking for from the other side in light of this recent deal. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would agree. Yes. I think that what you're seeing here is a new situation. The agreement is the beginning and not the end. It's the beginning of a long struggle over whether the deal is going to go forward. During the negotiations, we had President Hollande of France doing the work of the Israel lobby, trying to subvert the agreement. It didn't work. Senator Schumer now, after the agreement, as well as Lindsey Graham, have announced that as soon as they get back to Washington, they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that the agreement doesn't go into effect. So if this is the case, then I don't see why some bureaucrat at the EU wouldn't be also susceptible to the same kind of pressure.
So you'd say moves such as this one that we've just spoken about only play into the hands of the Zionist agenda?
Well, I think the Zionists are behind it. Yes, I think that's true. I think they're doing everything within their power to thwart an agreement with Iran. And I think that what you see here, I mean, if you want to look at a positive side of this, I think that what they're saying here is that they could not appeal the decision. In other words, the European court, I think, is on the side of the Iranian companies. They lifted the sanctions on 2 banks. I think they would lift the sanctions, and the European bureaucrats who passed this, I think, are admitting that they would lose their appeal, and so they're going to change the whole format so that they don't have to appeal it. So I think that's a positive side of this latest development.
And how do you see this playing out, though? Do you see the same forces that basically sat down on the negotiating table and hammered out this deal, supported this deal, prevailing in the long run? Because as you've just said, this is only a first step.
Right. That's a big question. I don't know. Because, I mean, over here in the United States, after the agreement got agreed upon, all of the news reports, the first person they're quoting is Benjamin Netanyahu, who's saying it's a bad deal. It's a historical mistake. So this just shows you the power of the forces in this country who don't want this deal to succeed. And so what we're going to have is a struggle. The whole Obamacare thing is playing into the hands of the Israel lobby. They're magnifying the problems with Obamacare as a way of weakening the administration and keeping it from pursuing this path toward peace, I think.
Okay, Dr. E. Michael Jones, the editor of Culture Wars online magazine. They're joining us via Skype from Indiana. As always, it's a pleasure having you with us here on Press TV.